Welcome back to Quick Kick Around the Pitch and Euro Tonight, as we are here to recap match day 6 of Euro 2024. We're starting to get into the second match days of matches, second round of matches, whatever you want to call it. The second group stage games are kicking off today. Group A completed their games today. Group B had one game put in there today. The other one will be played tomorrow. And we got some interesting results today. Some teams, after falling in their first games, needed to come out and prove something. Some teams did, some teams didn't. We had a team clinch their spot in the round of 16 today, and we still have a lot in play going into the final match day or match week, whatever you want to call it, for Group A and right now Group B too. So let's get straight into it. The early kickoff of the day was the Group B game between Croatia and Albania. This game, it was very similar to what we saw in Turkey and Georgia yesterday. It was just a very, very entertaining game to watch. Maybe one of the best games we've seen this tournament so far. I would put it up there just with that Turkey-Georgia game. It's the games that you don't expect to be good are going to be the best games of your tournament. That is very indicative right here. I don't think a lot of people expected, Croatia and Albania to duel it out, and when the final whistle blew, people to be disappointed the game was ending. I don't think anybody really expected that. But, that's the magic of, international competitions. You get games like that, and then you get performances like what we saw in this game. Just beauty of football is what we saw. It was a sensational game between these two. Croatia, they're still struggling mightily. The whole age thing is very much becoming a problem for them. The youth isn't taking the step up that they kind of need to in this tournament. And the older guard they're starting to decline, and that's not helping them at all. We saw that go on to the 11th minute when Albania got their first goal of the game. It was a Lassi goal. It was just an absolute brilliant goal. Albania seems to be in the first 15 minutes of tournament games absolutely phenomenal. They may be one of the best teams we've ever seen in the first 15 minutes, of course. But, gameplay goes on. Games are a lot longer than 15 minutes. So, for Albania, after getting that goal, it was finding a way not to concede, because they conceded quite quickly against Italy and things kind of fell apart from there. Both sides kind of just sat back after Italy got their second goal in the 16th minute. Albania had to balance, protecting their 1-0 lead and trying to get their first points of Euro 2024 against chasing for a second goal and all that comes with that. And they did pretty well. They went into the half up 1-0. Croatia didn't have many opportunities. They had a few mixed in here and there, but it was still, this was Albania's game, it seemed. We get to like this, we start making subs. The game starts trending Croatia's way. 74th minute, Kamarak puts the ball in the net. It's a tied-up game, and, Croatia basically went on the attack right after that. It would end up being 2 minutes later in the 76th minute. A shot deflects off of Albania, goes into the net, is now 2-1 Croatia. Just 3 minutes ago, Albania was leading 1-0. They're now down 2-1. It's a little bit of the Italy situation again. 2 goals conceded in a very short amount of time, and now Albania is down 2-1. But Albania kept fighting. It seemed like Croatia then sat back. They're like, we're protecting this 2-1 lead. Let's not have this happen. And then we get stoppage time, and it's like, okay, Albania is still on the attack. They might figure out something here. I doubt it, but they might figure out something. And then, bam. A goal in the 95th minute, the 5th minute of stoppage time, ties this game up at 2-2. And the final whistle blew like just a few moments after the restart. So that was mostly the last kick of the game. Albania gets away with their first point of Euro 2024, same along with Croatia. Croatia was looking for a way to bounce back after that 3-0 loss against Spain. A 2-2 draw against Albania, while it's points, it does seem not great for them. With goal differential, they still sit bottom of Group B right now. Albania is still in front of them. It's going to take a minor miracle, major miracle. It might take both miracles for Croatia to make it out of this group stage. And this very much does seem like their game against Italy next week in group stage game number 3 may be the last game of this, aging out golden era of Croatian football. So with that result, that was the only game of Group B today. So we went on to our second game of the day, which went back to Group A action. And it was the host Germany taking on the pre-tournament dark horse favorites, Hungary. They very much turned out to be the real tournament disappointments, as Germany walk away with a 2-0 victory. With this win, they clinched their spot in the round of 16. Again, this result never truly felt in doubt. Musiala puts the ball in the net in the 22nd minute, put Germany up 1-0, and then it was Gundogan in the 67th in the second half that put Germany up 2-0, and it didn't really matter after that. Hungary just hasn't looked like the team everybody expected them to be in this tournament. They came into Euro 2024 on a long winning streak. Everybody's hyping them up. This very much is Turkey syndrome of 2020/21, when everybody believed Turkey was this big dark horse. They finally figured it out. They're going to go back to the top of the national stages, international stages, I guess, technically. And then the whole group stage, it was awful. This is what it's turning out to be for Hungary right now. They currently still sit on 0 points. They have a -4 goal differential right now. They sit bottom of Group A. It's going to take a miracle for them to get out. They aren't going to make it out in the through the auto qualifiers. They would have to get one of the third place spots, which this was the perfect opportunity for Hungary to get, at least a point here to try and crawl out of the basement. They just couldn't even do that, as Germany walk away with the 2-0 victory. And, on home soil, this tournament seems to be going more and more Germany's way. Obviously, come knockout stages, we'll see what happens there. But, this Germany team looks quite good right now. And it does worry me a bit that they do look this good. But I think a lot of people expected them to be good at this tournament. It's when they go up, against the Italys, against the Spains, against the Frances, where they actually have to show something, because Hungary and Scotland aren't a true judgment of, how good or how bad you truly are. I guess it can show how bad you are if you lose those games. But, when you're blowing out teams or you're winning 2-0 against Hungary, I don't think that truly shows how great you are. I think it still shows something, but Germany advance on to the round of 16 with one game left to play, as they will face off against Switzerland next week in the group stage finale. And speaking of that Switzerland team, they faced off against Scotland today in the late kickoff, and they somewhat earned a 1-1 draw against Scotland. Scotland get their first points of Euro 2024. They crawl out of the Group A basement with the singular point. Switzerland, it was good. They've clinched at least third place. So, obviously that's still a long ways away, but they've clinched at least third place. So they will, obviously, if they get third place, they'll have to go through the whole, the rankings of third place teams. I'm sure that they will be fine and they will be in. But This also kind of felt like a missed opportunity for Switzerland. The Scotland team is not great. And I think they had the opportunity here to go somewhat level with Germany, at least on points. It wouldn't have been level on goal differential, but at least on points, you go level with Germany. Give them a fight to the final day. Let that game be the decider of who wins that group and who finishes second. Getting only a point here, I mean, at least it's a point, but that's still not great. Switzerland probably should have got the 3 points here. Scotland didn't play an awful game. I don't think they're at the level of some of these teams. It took a Fabian Schär own goal in the 13th minute to put them up 1-0. Their joint top goal scorers right now for Scotland at this Euro is Fabian Schär, who has 1 goal, and Antonio Rudiger, who has 1 goal. Notice both of those players don't play for Scotland. So this Scotland team they aren't at that level. They are not at the level of the Germanys, obviously. I don't think they're at the level of the Switzerlands, even though they were level today. This Scotland team, they're just not great. I felt like Switzerland missed a major opportunity. But Shaqiri scores an absolute banger of a goal on the international stage once again. It happens every single tournament Switzerland are in. He finds a way to just score an absolute banger of a goal. I mean, it was just so beautiful. He is like Memo Ochoa. If you know Memo Ochoa, he's the Mexican goalkeeper that seems to show up at the World Cup and then you don't hear about him again for another 4 years. Shaqiri shows up for Switzerland at tournaments and just scores absolute bangers. And then when he goes back to league play, you just never hear of him. Now, part of that, yes, it's because he plays for the Chicago Fire in the MLS right now. But another part of that, he's not even doing good there. So he brings an extra level to the international game, which there are some players out there that they play up a level when they're playing at the international level. And, I mean, you just can't hate on it. So I felt like it was a missed opportunity for Switzerland to go level with Germany, but it's not the end of the world. You didn't lose the game. You at least got a singular point from it. So given that, let's take a look at the groups. Group A, like we said, has already completed their second round games. So all these teams are level on games. As Germany sit on 6 points with a +6 goal differential, they have advanced to the round of 16. Switzerland sit on 4 points with a +2 goal differential. Like I said, they've clinched at least a third place spot. Scotland sit on 1 point at -4 goal differential, and Hungary sit bottom of the group on 0 points with a -4 goal differential. Hungary can still technically finish in third place, but, I mean, their chances aren't great. The chances not good at all. They are most likely eliminated from Euro 2024. Group B, the top 2 teams have not played yet. They play tomorrow, Spain and Italy. And you got the 2 teams that faced off today getting their first points of the tournament. They don't move at all because they both had 0 points coming into this game. They both had their same goal differential. And since it was a draw, they both got 1 point. Everything else stays the same. So Albania stays in third place on a -1 goal differential. And Croatia stays in fourth place on a -3 goal differential. So match day 6 of Euro 2024 is completed. We have had some great games this tournament so far. And tomorrow, it kind of feels like it's going to be the best day of the tournament so far, at least matchup-wise. In the early morning, you got Slovenia and Serbia. Again, for some people, that might not seem like a huge matchup. But that has the feeling of whoever wins this game is getting third place in this group. Whoever doesn't, isn't. In the middle window, you have England going up against Denmark in a Group C battle. That game most likely determines who wins Group C. And then in your late window, You have the Group B battle between the two top teams you just saw. It is Italy. It is Spain. What a game that's going to be. I think we have 3 great games across the board. We will be back here tomorrow to recap all of it. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch the previews of those matches coming up tomorrow or any of the matches coming up this tournament, at NickBird13 on Twitter, that is where all the quick kick around the pitches are posted 1 hour prior to kickoff. YouTube just wasn't having any of it, so it is just stuck to Twitter now. So thank you so much for watching. If you just stumbled across this video, click like, click subscribe, tell anybody you know about it. We'll be back tomorrow for Euro Tonight, but most likely when you're watching this, there will be another video posted on this channel. It is a Copa America preview because the Copa America starts on Thursday. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure you tune into Euro Tonight tomorrow night to recap all of Matchday 7's action. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again soon for either Copa America preview or Euro Tonight.